To the party that there's a need for the reward system of the party to be reactivated.
Chairman Kwali Area Council, represented by FCT Commissioner National Population Joseph Shazin, assured the committee that Kwali is peaceful and will always deliver for APC.
Fortunately, we are already united because we don't have much difference as other area councils. So, as a repayment for our success, so to say, we are pleading that the government at the state and national should recognize Kwali with more positions.
APC members in Kwali promised their unending support for the party. However, observed that the party should improve on its system reward for the party led.
We are the party grassroots from the world level. We know a kind of challenge you keep on facing in various worlds. You know, we keep on repeating the same thing.
Ready to win the next elections because our leader, the executive chairman, Kwali Area Council, did not give chance to remove any party escorts right from the merger to date.
We are obeying our leaders since from the 2014 that they elect us as delegates. We did not fail election. We have never failed election. Right from president down to councillors, we have not been failing.
The committee is expected to go to all the 6 area councils with the same mission and message, and are expected to give reports and recommendations to the party for improved membership. Rosemary Moltelen Bilal, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the same FCT APC Reconciliation Committee is in Gwagwalada Area Council with a message of reconciliation and hope. Our correspondent, Rosemary Moltelen Bilal, who is at the location, reports that the committee is optimistic that it will achieve a positive result in Gwagwalada, just like Kwali.
We have my own brother.
Are here the essence of clearing dirt in bridges at the trade mega city Abuja is to remove debris obstructing natural flow of water to avoid flooding in the estate, which is common at the estate at the peak of the rain. Deborah Gazajamaika reports that the cleanup exercise at the estate is to commemorate the Workers' Day.
Amidst predictions of flash flood in some parts of the country, including FCT, residents of the popular Trademore estates are preparing to mitigate flood disaster through community-led efforts to clear all debris that will stand to obstruct free flow of water whenever it rains. Looking closely to the causes of the flood, Ni Idris Otunuga said the importance of the cleanup sensitization cannot be overemphasized because almost every rainy season, Trademore Estate is on the news with life lost and property destroyed in flash floods.
Yes, this estate is always trending in the news for overflooding. But we don't want it to happen because now we reside in this area. We want to reduce the risks of overflooding. So that's why we gather ourselves and the community to clean up the bridge, to reduce the risks. And we also want to do to sensitize people that are staying in this area so that they will stop dumping trash at the bridge side so that it will not block the drainage.
Throw your dirt here and then it's taking it to another city. Please, make sure that you keep your dirt and even get a trash disposal system.
The facilitators of the cleanup exercise said collectively the residents of the estate can take proactive action towards safeguarding their environment to prevent flood in the estate in the coming months. Seize the opportunity to educate the public to take responsibility of taking care of the environment, citing the devastating effect of climate change.
We as residents can avoid blocking the waterways, then we are sure to reduce, if not avoid it totally. And that is one of the essence of us being here today.
To make the community clean, because one thing about our communities, you can see some people are throwing some things here, whereas it's not supposed to be so.
The public is therefore advised to clear the drainages to allow free flow of water before the rain gets to its peak in the FCT.
As the rains intensify and as one of the flood-prone area in Abuja, it is expected that all attention be given to the area to further prevent flood disaster. From the Trademore Estates, Deborah Gaza-Jamaica, NTA News.
High expectations of more than a decade on the Apokarishi Road project, which have met with frustration, are now receiving a renewed hope and commitment of the current FCT administration. Abdullah Ajia, who has been monitoring development, has something new from his latest visit to the more than 13-kilometer Wasa Junction to Karshi Road project site.
It is yet another visit to the Apokarishi road being constructed by the FCT administration. This is one road that we have underscored its importance over and over again, which residents are highly expectant of its completion.
I am an itinerant businessman around communities here. The hilly parts of the uncompleted road is still difficult to navigate. We have been desirous of the road to be completed because it will bring great joy to us and it will bring more human and capital development to this area. We appreciate government's effort so far.
The vision behind the Apokarishi road for over a decade has been to decongest the ever-busy Nyanyakubo road that has served people plying that access for over how many decades. Now, this road has remained very important but not yet completed to serve its purpose. As we speak, the good news here is that there's been serious development as the road is in different stages of completion. We learned about 10 kilometers of the road has been completed and asphalted, while some kilometers has been on stone base. And the last part of it, where we currently are, is the earthwork with over 1 kilometer remaining to be completed. And for the contractors, they have a target date of completion set for May-June if every other variables are met.
This project, awarded in 2011, has suffered several delays for technical and financial reasons, which have been put behind, and a glimmer of hope in sight for all parties.
Well, this latest visit reveals to us, obviously, that the commitment over a period of time has seen to what we are all saying here. This asphalted road is about 3 kilometers, we learned from the project manager, coming from the Karshi axis of the Apokarishi road project. Now, we also learned that this 3 kilometers will be linked up soon with the over 10 kilometers from the Wasa axis of the road, which is being targeted to be completed in May-June. Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Let's go on a short break. More news when we return.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their socio-economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, one person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary healthcare center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now, glasses clicked to chairs and positive words were in good supply amongst the staff of Federal Capital Territory Administration, friends, and associates as they gathered to celebrate one of their own. The occasion was the 60th birthday celebration and retirement of FCTA's Director Information and Communication, Alhaji Muhammad Hamzat Sule, who was also a former press secretary to a former minister of the FCT. Onoti Yakubu brings us a glimpse of the gathering.
Give me a T. Give me a Y. That is
60 happy cheers to a successful retirement for a man that the guests present all agreed impacted and contributed to the FCTA workforce. As it has become a culture of bond in solidarity amongst the staffers of the FCTA across board, this reception was initiated to celebrate the consummate enigma of the pen profession, a man who rose through the rank to the apex of his life service sojourn in the critical sector of information management in the FCT.
We enjoy working with him. Sule is a very consummate, passionate journalist.
Please bear in mind that they are still your colleagues, and take them, and you're bearing with them from the beginning. Please keep it up so that that relationship will continue.
Friends from his Bayero University, Kano alma mater, colleagues and his loved ones, in lending voices to his warm fatherly disposition at the homestead, said Muhammad Hamzat Sule's success in his career was no surprise.
Thank you for never letting us doubt that there is love and support at home. And really, that's just it, because we always know that there's love and support at home.
I think the first thing I learned from him was how to pray. Not the normal 5 daily prayers. How to be so dedicated, be eager, asking God for whatever you want.
I pray for him to live a more fulfilled life. He's a dedicated family man, so I pray that God will preserve his family, give him more reason to keep celebrating and thanking God, and most importantly, good health.
Achieving greatness for the birthday boy was never to be measured by the amount of material wealth one could acquire, but by the impact on society through moral grandstanding. And these virtues preceded him before many who crossed his path.
You must live your life the way it should be. If there is any problem, find a place to hang it. Don't go to bed with any problem. And be good. And above all, fear God in your dealings with everybody.
Like the saying goes, there is never an end to the quest for service to humanity, and on this note, dignitaries advised that the sky should be the springboard for Muhammad Hamzat Sule in his new phase of life's adventure. Unotu Yakobo, NTA News.
Now, let's now join Business Desk for business news.
Federal government inaugurates e-invoicing committee to curb tax evasion. Good afternoon and welcome to Business News This Week. I am Hakimat Aliu Ibrahim. President Tinubu has congratulated Alhaji Aliko Dangote of Dangote Group on his appointment to the World Bank's Private Sector Investment Lab, a body tasked with promoting investment and job creation in emerging economies. The president described the appointment as apt, given Dangote's rich private sector experience, strategic investments, and many employment opportunities created through his group. President Tinubu urges Aliko Dangote to bring to bear on the World Bank appointment his transformative ideas and initiatives to impact the emerging market across the world fully. The World Bank announced Dangote's appointment on Wednesday as part of a broader expansion of its private sector investment lab. The federal government is set to pay the outstanding 5 months 35,000 naira wage award arrears to federal government workers. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation in a statement says the federal government had earlier paid 5 months wage awards to federal government employees in installments, adding that the outstanding arrears would be paid in installment of 35,000 naira per month for 5 months. The federal government has inaugurated the National Electronic Invoicing Interagency Steering Committee to oversee the rollout of a new digital invoicing platform, the Merchant Buyer Solution, aimed at enhancing transparency and curbing tax evasion across the country. The initiative, spearheaded by the Federal Inland Revenue Service, was officially launched on Tuesday in Abuja as part of efforts to modernize Nigeria's fiscal infrastructure and improve real-time monitoring of commercial transactions. Another development, deposit money banks have raised their short message service alert charges by 50% with effect from May 1. Among the banks are Guarantee Trust Bank, Eco Bank, as well as others that have informed their customers of the increase of the charges to 6 naira per 1 SMS, while GT Bank announced a 50% increase in its SMS transaction alert fee from 4 naira to 6 naira per message, citing changes in telecom service rates. EcoBank said it increased its cost of SMS alerts to 6 naira from 5 naira. The hike was announced in an email sent to its customers, citing a revised tariff for the change. Now to a locally sourced story from Abuja. A recent market survey conducted by Deborah Gazaji Micah showed a slight decrease in the prices of some essential commodities, particularly staple foods. This discovery was made when the NTA business crew visited Wuse Market.
We thank God for the price. Since the year began, the price has not been adding, but it has not been reducing.
Prices of commodities are relatively stable. What we are seeing is that the spiking of price of goods and services have stabilized, got relative stability on the financial sector.
Control is outside. They are not working with price control. Things are just, the people are just selling things anyhow. If there is a price control in the country, you won't see all these things, everybody increasing the price of the items.
For me, Mr. President is doing his best.
And that's it on Business News This Week. The news continues shortly.
Let's now bring you a sports brief.
Nigeria's under-20 team, the Flying Eagles, on Thursday kickstart their under-20 Africa Cup of Nations campaign on a good note with a 1-0 win against the Carthage Eaglets of Tunisia. Ibrahim Lawal's solitary goal made the difference between the two teams. Nigeria, who are currently second in Group B with 3 points, will be looking forward to their second game against Morocco, who tops the group on goal difference, following their 3-2 victory over Kenya at the June 30 Stadium in Cairo. Elsewhere, two English teams, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, are almost in the final of the UEFA Europa League Cup. Following their first leg victories, Manchester United away at Athletic Club of Spain secured victory in their first leg, while Tottenham Hotspur at home secured a 3-1 victory over Bodo Glimt. If both teams maintain momentum, they will be clashing in the final. Talking athletics, Team Nigeria is scheduled to depart for China on May 5 to participate in the 2025 World Athletics Relays. The competition commences from 10 to 11 at the Guangdong Olympic Stadium in China. Nigeria will compete in 4 events in the men's and women's 4x100 meters relays, the mixed 4x100 meters, and the mixed 4x400 meter relays. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
And that's how we end the 1 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Thanks for your company and do have a good day.